Welcome back on Monday evening, officially Monday night, to Monday Night Thunder with the Dirt Slingers Racing League on the Dirt Racing Network and the Digital Sim Sports Network. England Farms 360 wing sprint cars, and we have 35 winged warriors checked in for action for the second session of the evening. You're in their drivers' meeting right now. If you were here for the first show, you saw an awesome Jess and Jim Steakhouse Big Block Modified Series race, round number 3 at Oswego. And the defending series champion picked up his first win of the season. Defending series champion Trevor Royer here in the 360 series. Tardy to the party, but he is still here. Hello, Seth. Welcome to the chat. Like, share, and follow over on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo. You'll know every time we go live. Up to 9 times a week. Driver's starting to roll back out for just a little bit more practice, and there is the 91 King Whiskers, Ernie Williams, making a few laps here. Is Seth in the server? There he is, Seth Wansing. Just waiting to see the 34 car roll himself out of the pits. There's your defending series champion, and he went straight from the pits and straight through into the infield. I think something amiss on number 90. The 5 car, JP Scheider, Jay Schaff. Oh, the king of the midgets over at Netcode Esports. I'll tell you what, him and Bo Brannon trade wins back and forth on a weekly basis in that series over there. So driving the 3 car, amazing. Hello, Mr. Tim. Hello, Deb King and Cody Terry. Tyler Stewart, welcome to the show. I will not, on live broadcast, use that word ever. Yeah, probably. Well, you know what? You probably wouldn't even be able to hold the gun to my head and make me do it. I just can't do it. Broke down in Canada. Well, you're going to get a tariff when you come back across the border. Oh, that's my buddy Tim. All right. Here it is. Time to go racing. We do not qualify in this series. They pill draw for their heat races. Yeah, we messed that all up for ourselves. So let's fix it. Woo. I pushed the wrong button, and I am going to be probably locked on that for a minute. It'll reset itself. But let's get ready to run down the starting lineup, as we will have just a moment here. Grid will come back in just a minute, folks. But it's going to be the 87 of Thaddeus Marshall next to the 5 of the high side hustler, Braden Eiler on the front row. And then Scotty T. Scott Thomason in the 6, row 2 on the inside. He's got the flying Buckeye. Matt Westfall in the 54 on his outside. Doc Watson, the 66, and the 41 of Austin Nicholson in a row number 3. Jacob Schmutz, the 1J. And your defending series champion in the 90, Trevor Royer with another fantastic pill draw to start off the evening. He will start row 4 to the outside. And then the 3, we talked about Jay Schaff a few minutes ago. He will start in the 9th position here. And while the boys have just a second, let us show you this. All right, once again, a gigantic thank you to Tommy Brandon and all of his guys over at School of Sim Racing. The best of the best when it comes to being part of the community and giving back and trying to help make sure that the community is lifted up and not let all that toxic stuff that seems to happen in online gaming come around. They provide us with setups that we give to our members so they can start with a much better setup underneath their cars than what is just provided with the default stuff from iRacing. And he gives that freely. And, we love to advertise for him, and we love to promote them just as much as we love to promote our own stuff. So big thank you to Tommy and the boys over there. So they're showing them where the start line is. Between that white tire and the orange tire right there, Mr. Marshall will be able to fire off. Man, he's going to have his hands full. The high side hustler right there. Matt Westfall, Scott Thomason. They're just lined up here. Ready to get after it. 8 laps. Top 4 transfer automatically to the feature. Everybody else will go through a couple of B mains to get there. With the green flag in the air, we're underway. Through 1 and 2, contact as Eiler tried to go to the bottom, and Scott Thomason was already there. We'll go back and get a little different look at this. Heat 1 quickly under the caution. Oh, Thomason may have gotten in there, and the car just jerked a little to the right. He almost hit that tire, and I think he just let the steering wheel go back. And when he did, he got into the 5 of Eiler, and that starts a chain reaction. Nose wing missing off of Doc Watson's car. A couple other cars may have some bent Nerf bars. But we went from getting up to speed to right back to pace speed. They'll single file it this time, Braden Eiler. Well, he's going to have his hands full. He'll go through one of the B mains and have to work his way back into tonight's A main the hard way. Yeah, Tim, King of the Wing will be coming up on March 31st. 360s and 410 wing sprint cars on the same night. No big blocks that night. As we do something that we have never done before. We go to one of the fastest short tracks on the circuit, the High Banks at Lima Land Speedway, for the 2025 version of Dirt Slingers Racing League's King of the Wing. That is going to be a fun one. But we're single file. Pace car is out of our hair. Marshall, Westfall, Royer, Thomason, and Nicholson. And getting ready to go back at it right now. Trevor Royer already into a transfer spot, and he's going to be looking for more as we go back to the green flag. I think that thing's going to have to reset. Oh, Trevor Royer way out wide, and he brushed the outside wall. Scott Thomason's going to go back by, and that's going to put him on the bubble. 4 laps remaining. Nope, make it 6. Counter finally caught back up. On lap 1, if it catches a caution, sometimes it really messes with that lap counter. Marshall out front, Westfall second, but Scott Thomason is putting up a fight for that second spot. Trevor Royer is hanging on to 4th right now. Jay Schaff trying to make his ways through. He got around Nicholson, who got out of shape in 1 and 2. Then it's Schmutz right behind that, and it's a little ways back to Watson, who has all kinds of damage from that initial lap wreck. But Marshall kind of having his way with the field in Heat 1, and Scott Thomason has now gotten around Matt Westfall. Put Westfall back to P2, or P3, I'm sorry, with 3 laps to go, and Trevor Royer making a run at him. Royer was trying to figure out where it was going to stick at. He went up over the cushion a couple of laps. Now he's figured out where that right rear needs to settle in, and he has got it rolling. As he goes around Westfall, put Westfall on the bubble now, coming to the 1 to go signal, and Jay Schaff closing right up and right in on him. Marshall, Thomason, and Royer, 1, 2, 3 at the moment. 3rd, 4th, and 5th are all over one another. Who's going to transfer through? Marshall, Thomason, then Royer 3rd, Westfall claims the final direct transfer spot. Schaff, Schmutz, Nicholson, Watson, and Eiler. B main time for you boys. We'll have 12 when we're done. We pick 10 more. We pick 5 out of each B main. put them in the show. We take 22 cars and get them started for 30 laps. Chat is lively tonight. Thank you, folks. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Well, let's look at the lineup. Well, for our second heat race, 62 of Roy Collins on the pole. Ross Carrenta in the 10 car will start to his outside. The 23 of Alex Jasinski next to Chris Sobeski in the 66 in row number 2. Tiny Dancer, Scott King, the 118, row 3 inside, and Dean Reynolds. On the outside of that row, we'll check out the 79 car as we roll off. And then the Mirror Man, Nathan Davis, next to his buddy, King Whiskers in the 91. That's the 36 inside, 91 outside. Ernie Williams in that 91 car. And Oscar Mueller, the 33, on the back of heat number 2. Big thank you to Mr. Tim Nichols, longtime partner with the Dirt Racing Network and Dirt Slingers Racing League. And I know he's going to give me a hard time about that commercial. I keep threatening to fix it, but there's a 4-letter word that keeps interfering with that, and it starts with a T and it ends with an E, and it's on your wrist at all times. So I just don't have any time to sit down and do those things, but I surely want to. Tell them they can not use them, and if they get caught, they get last place. All right, we are ready to roll them off. We love that they give us time. And you know what? I promised you guys that we were going to go and we were going to check out. Oh, look at the 79. If you're a sprint car fan, there's a throwback right here fixing to roll by you. Tim Nichols, tell me whose car this is supposed to be. Weichert's Livestock, STP, number 79. It wasn't number 79. What number was on that car, Mr. Nichols? And who drove that car? I know you're going to know this. There's no doubt in my mind you're going to know whose car that is supposed to be. I love when Dean shows up in a throwback car. Does nothing but make me smile. All right, let's get them ready to roll off. You know what? Who's on the outside of Chris Sobeski in the 21? That's a good looking. That's a good looking car, too. All right, off the front row, Carrenta and Collins. And I'll tell you what, Rory Collins. I thought the first heat that the guy on the outside was going to be able to prevail. I think Rory Collins has both hands full on this one. But he is going to get a start, and a good start he got. Into 1 and 2, little contact between Shazinski and Carrenta. There might be contact around the top side. Everybody gets away. Sobeski and I thought Reynolds were going to have a moment. Now they're trying to stuff them 3 wide out of 4. Boys, I tell you what, everybody wanting to be racy. There you go. We got them in sideways, got them stacking up. Mueller and Davis are going to be way behind, but it looks like Mueller is going to be able to keep going. I think Davis is laying on his side. He got it out of the way. They're side by side for the lead. Shazinski now surges ahead. Sobeski off the bottom. Collins still hanging on to a transfer spot, and he's staying ahead of Carrenta. The guys on the front row I thought would run away with this thing. I'll tell you what, they're running 3rd and 4th right now because the guys in the second row surged right on by. I'm sorry, Tim, I didn't understand really any of that. Maybe you could clarify for me. I need to know who you put in that car that Dean Reynolds is running tonight. I want to say it's a Swindell car, but I might be wrong. Shazinski now back to second as Sobeski got around, and he's got to battle Carrenta Working the high side, contact behind Rory Collins, and I think that Scott King had a moment. Both fall out of transfer spots. 3 wide, and Ernie Williams stuck it in there 3 wide, and the boys slammed the door. Williams on the hot seat. He's got the final transfer spot. Here comes Reynolds on the white flag lap. Can he get there? Sebeski's going to win this easy. He's going to the A main. He's going to bring Straczynski and Carinta with him. And King Wesker's going to hang on for that 4th and a final transfer spot. There you go, Tim, right there. All right, let's get ready for, Hillenberg. Oh, man, yeah. All right, pole position, 4 heat. Oh, number 3, I think with 3 of 4 maybe. Going to be Ryan Paget, the 98 car. Now on his outside, the 5 of J.P. Scheiderer. Bowen Smith in the 12 car will start inside of row number 2, and he'll have Hunter Nicodemus in the 100 on his outside. Anthony Morano, the 32. Next to the Little Hurricane, Mason Hannigan in the 7-1. Hannigan making his debut in season 25 tonight. He is a multi-time winner in the series and a multi-time champion as well. 21 of Garrett Boyd, row 4 inside next to the other 32 car. That's Tom Ossendorf. Both 32 cars in the same race, and that always makes me smile. And then Chad Griggs, the 27. He'll start P9 tonight. I'm hoping that he's still in here. Yeah, it was the 29 car. Yeah. Yeah, I love it when that guy shows up because he brings a throwback car pretty near every week. Last week he was in Hoddenshield's car. Him and Tom Ossendorf both, and it was amazing to see them going after each other a little bit. See those two Pennzoil cars side by side. I know he has got a Kevin Swindell throwback car that I'm waiting for him. He'll probably bring that out in 2 weeks when we come back. But Dean, it makes me very happy to see sprint car fan, and they want to bring those out. I can't wait till we get around to about June and we do the Jason Johnson Memorial. I want to see all the Jason Johnson cars all the way back into his ASCS days. That is a personal favorite of mine for sure. So we're getting ready to roll off. No commercial this time. Kind of have run through them all tonight. The only one we have is the good one, the big one. I said that out loud in front of company. What am I thinking? There's Chad Griggs snapping that 27 machine onto the grid. Mikey Mike, how you doing, buddy? Long time since I've seen you come live in the chat. Probably 2-3 weeks. Hey, I had some surgery, man. I'm not as ugly as I once was. I'm just saying. They couldn't do a lot for me, but they did do a little. Trying to be hurtful. I know what you're doing. All right, 8 more times around. We're going to put 4 more cars into the show. We may not be pulling as many as I thought out of our B mains. We got one more heat race. That's okay. It ain't cheap, man. I got to work a little, I'm going to go work that pole or something a little so I can get that extra cash flow. My buddy Mike Peterson, one of the old voices of the Dirt Racing Network in here giving me a hard time. Or my money back. Wow. You are just intentionally being hurtful right now. Green flag or heat number 3. Scheiderer to the top side, but Smith is going to grab the point. Morano. Oh, Scheiderer got in a little bit of a bump up the hill. Scheiderer will lead lap 1. Smith second, Morano third. Nicodemus fourth, but Hannigan on the outside. Trying to work his way by the double deuces. Way out wide, right against the lip, and he's going to get it. But Hannigan into that final transfer spot. He got a shot in the back and shoved him into the 32. They're going to get piled up, but they're all going to drive him away. But it's going to shake things up, and Chad Griggs is going to go from 7th to 4th. He's on the hot seat now. Hannigan able to gather it back up, stay in 5th. He's right in front of Boyd in 6th, Paget 7th, Ostendorf 8th, and Morano 9th. And I'm not sure why Paget went to the back, but he went from pole position to P9 to start this, and now he's up to 7th. Smith back around Scheider. 3 to go this time by. Nicodemus in that Taco Bell number 100 still sits in 3rd. That battle is going to be for the 4th spot. Griggs a little out of shape, and I'm not sure if he got a little bump and run right there, but Hannigan goes by, and so does Boyd, and Boyd gives Hannigan a shot in the tail tank. Hannigan out of 2. Here comes Paget on the high side, coming to the white flag. Hannigan still on the bubble. Bowen Smith already down in 3 and 4. He and Scheider definitely going to the A main. Nicodemus in 3rd will go with him, and it looks like Mason Hannigan will transfer straight to our feature race. Paget, Boyd, Griggs, Morano, and Ostendorf will all be in one of the B mains. We got one more heat race. So we've locked in 12. We'll put 4 more, and then we're only going to be looking for 3 out of each of our B mains. Man, what a field of cars. 36 drivers tonight. Cannot complain about that ever. And if you do, you're silly. But we'll line up our 4th and final heat race. Like this, the 24 of Josh Whiteman on the pole and the Kiwi Conqueror. Craig Silby in the 7. We'll start on our front row. 488, Carson Smith next to the 11 of Richie Gaines in row 2. And then the 73 of Larry Moody and the 23 of Jonathan White in row number 3. Seth Wansing, rookie in the series. He will start inside of row number 4 next to Brody Duscher in the 9 car. And Jesse Bandy in the 49. Final starting spot in the final heat race of the evening. So shout out back there to the driver in that 57. It says 34 on the pylon, but 57, that is the son of one of our big sponsors, and our Sprint Car Series are getting rebranded in 2 weeks to a new sponsor. So pace car out of the way. Whiteman and Silby. Craig Silby. Dirt Racing Network, Digital Sim Sports Network, all over that yellow and black machine, and we're underway. .488 of Smith into 3rd, and right now Richie Gaines is holding on to that final transfer spot. Lap 1's in the books, but Larry Moody now works to the inside, almost put the slider on Gaines. He'll drive away in turn 2 and take it over. Now working on the 488. Wants to put Carson Smith on the bubble, and I thought we were going 3 wide for a moment because Gaines looked to thread the needle, and Jonathan White looked to get down on the bottom. He and Smith have a moment in turn number 2, and they'll both get away, but they'll be at the back right now. Smith 6th, White 7th, Wansing is 8th, and he's right there. Brody Duscher off track already. He'll be in a B main in a minute, but it's Josh Whiteman out in front of Craig Silby, and they've got a pretty good gap between themselves, about 8 car lengths. Back to Larry Moody, and Moody getting hounded by Gaines again. Richie Gaines, call him the Bubble Boy, sitting in that 4th and final transfer spot with 3 laps remaining. Heat race number 4. Almost done. Whiteman and Silby, and boy, they were close getting into 3. 2 to go this time. Whiteman going in low, sliding it up to the middle. Now he'll go in the middle and probably cut it down to the bottom. He is running a very unique line right there. White flag in the air. Silby in 2nd, Moody third and Gaines fourth, and it looks like that's how we're going to finish them. Whiteman will go to the feature. Sylvia will go with him. Then Moody and Gaines. We'll see Jesse Bandy, Carson Smith, Jonathan White, Seth Wansing, and Brody Duscher in our B mains here momentarily. 20 cars. We're going to have two 10-car B mains, and we're only taking 3 from each one of those. And we're ready for B main number 1. We're going to put them out on the grid. And this is how we're going to do it. It'll be Jacob Schmutz and Ryan Padgett in row 1, Austin Nicholson and Garrett Boyd in row 2, Jay Schaff and Chad Griggs in row 3, Doc Watson and Anthony Morano in the 4th row, and then Braden Eiler and Tom Ostendorf in row number 5. B1, we're taking 3. Chad Griggs and Braden Eiler have not gridded out as of yet. There's Chad Griggs. There's Braden Eiler next to Tom Ostendorf. So all 10 cars have made the call. Why aren't you out here, Adam? It's just a sprint car. You did all right in the big block a minute ago. I'm sure all of your fans are missing you right now, my man. The Lumberdude Limousine over on YouTube chatting with us, Adam Vinny. All right, green the next time. 12 laps, 3 cars will make a transfer. Everybody else will be done for this evening. Second round, 360 wing sprint cars. When we come back in 2 weeks, we will have new sponsors for our sprint car series. They're coming out of turn 4 to the green flag. Schmutz and Padgett. A little close quarter start right there. And now Austin Nicholson going to slide it across the nose of Garrett Boyd and try to get to third. That's your transfer spot. Boyd's going to fight back. Little contact down the backstretch. He'll go to third, but Chad Griggs now up to fourth, and he is going to go after Boyd. Here comes the high side hustler, Braden Eiler on the bottom end. He stuck it in there 3 wide. Everybody made it work. This time, little contact, little hang up. We're going to get a caution. I'm not sure I want to put that anywhere. I know we're going to watch a couple of drivers here. We're going to watch a couple. I think Anthony Morano and Jay Schaff are going to get. Oh, nope. Schaff got by. It was Morano, Watson. Then Padgett gets a piece of something down here. Watson's car is hurt. So it is going to be a kind of interesting up here. Braden Eiler got a piece of Griggs, and that made things a little strange. So everybody getting back to where they're supposed to be. Schmutz and Boyd look like they're 1-2. Schaff is third. Ostendorf fourth. Eiler, Morano, Griggs, Padgett, Nicholson. Watson car off track. Only one off track. I'll bet you are. I'll bet you are. That was a heck of a race. Guys were bouncing around all over the place. So, still 10 laps. Schmutz and Boyd. Schmutz will get us restarted, but Boyd was right there. Boy, he almost timed that perfect. Those two are going to try to break away from Jay Schaff. Schaff has third, but he's on the bubble right now. He's going to get a challenge here because Eiler and Ostendorf are coming. Ostendorf on the top, Eiler on the bottom. Here comes Anthony Morano as well. Chad Griggs will be on a mission. That little bit of contact between he and Eiler probably put a fire under the seat of the 27, and he is going to drive as hard as he can, try to make that transfer tonight. But it's still Schmutz and Boyd 1-2. Schaff now works to the high side out of turn number 2, and he takes the second spot away. Here comes Eiler. Boyd down on the bottom. 7 laps to go, and he fights back alongside Jay Schaff. Meanwhile, Eiler, the exact opposite of his namesake. He is running the bottom, not running the top. Makes it 3 wide out of turn 4. Stays 3 wide and now falls back in line. Jay Schaff going to go after Schmutz off the top side. Schaff is getting some big runs through the center of the corner. Eiler now around Boyd. He made it 3 wide momentarily, but he moves all the way to second. He got around Schaff as well. Now going to go for the lead. He's going to try to go worst to first. 4 laps remaining. Braden Eiler, Jacob Schmutz, Jay Schaff, the top 3. Boyd is still there. Here comes Morano. Morano, little movement up the hill, a little pushed Boyd out a little wider. He is going to clear. Got to catch the 3 car if he's going to make the show tonight. Boyd out of shape down in 1 and 2. Car looks a little loose. There's Chad Griggs. No contact up front. Caution. No, that's not what we're doing. We're doing this. There we go. Eiler to the bottom. Schmutz. Eiler went up. He was working his way down, and he got hooked on the tail tank. So we're looking at the new leader, the 3 car, Jay Schaff. Second, Garrett Boyd. Third, Anthony Morano. Fourth, Chad Griggs. There's still going to be a 2-lap shootout in this thing. Pageant is 5th, Ostendorf, and then Eiler and Schmutz after the incident. Jacob Schmutz taking the tap out. So the lights will go off on the pace truck. Turn 2, it'll get out of the way. Schaff will bring us around to turn number 4 and give us a restart. Picking up speed on the throttle. Underway, 2 to go. B-main number 1, Boyd. Quickly goes to the bottom. It's not going to help him improve. And now Morano trying to hang on to third. Chad Griggs. 1 spot out of a transfer going into 3, and he's got it coming out of 4. Put the 27 in the show. Coming to the white. Schaff out in front, half a second. Here comes Eiler, going to try to get there. Not going to happen. Schaff, Boyd, and Griggs transfer spots. Eiler 4th. Morano, Paget, Ostendorf, Schmutz, Nicholson, and Watson are done for the evening. And I think Braden Eiler probably is going to win that race, except for the contact late. And with a 2-lap shootout, recovering to 4th place, pretty daggone good. So we get ready for our final B main. We'll take 3 more cars out of this. This is how we'll start them. Reynolds in the 79 on the pole. Jesse Bandy, the 49 alongside. 62 of Collins and the 488 of Smith in row 2. King and White, the 118 and 23 in row 3. Mealer in the 33. Wansing in the 57, in our 4th row. And our final row, 4. Our final B main, the 36 of Nathan Davis and Brody Duscher in the 9 car. Yeah, that Hillenberg throwback on the pole for the 2nd B main. Yeah, maybe we do need to have a contest. We give these guys a month We'll start that announcement when we get ready to put all of the flyers out. Also want to remind guys, if you're a multiple discipline driver, February 28th and March 1st, Tim Sims Winter Nationals. 305 sprint cars, big block modifieds. I forgot what else it is. What else Tim said. I can look it up. But there's going to be 4 different cars. It's going to be 2 shows per night, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. The overall points champion, well, the prizes are pretty phenomenal, and all that stuff is getting ready to get announced within the next, probably 7 days. But we got work to do here on Monday Night Thunder. Still got some 360 wing sprint car racing, and we're in the B main. We're going to take 3 out of this one to fill in the remaining spots in tonight's 30-lap A main. Reynolds, Bandy, and Smith 1, 2, 3 to the line on lap 1. Scott King in the 4th spot for now, but he's got a lot of company. A whole lot. Rory Collins, 360 there in turn 2 off the nose of the 36 car of Davis. Jonathan White keeping that orange and white. Number 23 up wide. That time went through the middle of 1 and 2. Here comes Mealer. Mealer working our 62 car into the infield. No caution coming out for that. Rory Collins be our second retiree. So we're going to have 8 cars racing for 3 spots now. Reynolds still out front. Bandy is still second. Smith is third, but that is highly contested right now. Scott King, Ashton Mealer, and Jonathan White are trying to get there. And Scott King. We're getting a caution. Should get a caution. I don't know why we didn't get a caution. Everybody must have got spun around and going the right way. Carson Smith is rolling right now. Mealer is third here. Dathan Davis is now 4th. King fell back to 5th, and Davis has got some work to do. Get up here to the transfer spot. He's got to make up about 1 second. Got to catch this guy right here. And Mealer is starting to put the pressure on Bandy. He's within a couple of car lengths. 5 to go. Reynolds still out front. Mealer now to the high side on Bandy. 33 around the outside of 2. Put him second. Put Bandy on the hot seat, but he got 1.6 seconds as a cushion in front of Nathan Davis right now. No 305s. I thought we were doing 305s. 358s, 360s, big blocks, and street stocks. Okay. I like the program anyway, but I could have sworn you told me we were doing 305s. Coming around, going to be 2 to go. Dean Reynolds out in front. Ashton Mealer is second. Jesse Bandy third. Davis not really closing the gap right here. Lap times have been about the same as your top 3. Reynolds down the front stretch. White flag displayed one more time around. Last 3 rows outside where these drivers will start. And those spots will be filled by Dean Reynolds, Ashton Mealer, Jesse Bandy, Tiny Dancer, Mirror Man, Wansing, Smith, White, Collins, and Dusher are done for the evening. So our field is set. 22 drivers ready to do battle for 30 laps. We'll get ready to bring the guys out, but before we do, we got time for this. All right, drivers working the track down. Just a little more final adjustments. Checking to make sure their fuel loads are going to be correct. They have a very small window here to get some practice laps in, so all 22 of them will be out there. Tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern, Epic Racing Association. I want to say about round number 6 or 7. 6 for them. Round number 6 for them. The Pavement Late Model Stock Car Series. Add it one more time. Then Wednesday night, right around the same time, 8:30-ish Eastern. Midwest Truck Series, the second to the last race, and I am so bummed. I could not be more bummed out that we are going to miss championship night for that group in 2 weeks. Or next Wednesday, I guess. As I will still be on vacation, and no one is available to cover that for me, so it makes me kind of sad. And then we'll see what Thursday night brings, whether we can get to Netcode Esports and cover them or not. We hope to. But if we can't, then we won't be back again until, I believe it's the 17th. So, let's look at the starting lineup for tonight's A feature. The England Farms 360 Wing Sprint Cars at Lucas Oil Speedway, Monday Night Thunder, Dirt Slingers Racing League, the 87 of Thaddeus Marshall, and the 66 of Chris Sobeski will have the front row. Bowen Smith and Jonathan White, the 12 and 24 in row number 2, and then the 6 of Scott Thomason and Alex Jasinski in the 23 in row number 3. Your fourth row, the 5 of J.P. Scheider next to the 7 of Craig Silby. Then your defending series champion all the way back in row number 5 and the 90 on the inside. That's Trevor Royer next to the 10 of Ross Carinta. Hunter Nicodemus, the 100, starts row 6 inside next to Larry Moody in the 73. Matt Westfall, the 54 car, row number 7 inside next to King Whiskers Ernie Williams in the 91. The Little Hurricane Mason Hannigan in that 8th row on the inside next to the 11 of Richie Gaines. And then all the drivers coming in and out of our B mains. Jay Schaff and Dean Reynolds in row number 9. Row 10 is Garrett Boyd and Ashton Mealer. And Chad Griggs and Jesse Bendy in our 11th and final row. We started with 36. We're down to 22. 30 laps is all that remains here tonight. Pace truck ducking off out of the top of turn number 2. The Diamond of Dirt Tracks host for round number 2. Monday Night Thunder. Ready to get after it. It's showtime here on the Dirt Racing Network. Green flag in the air. Sobeski, the 21 car, thought about trying to go after the lead, just didn't have the forward bite on the exit. I don't think he had the angle either. Marshall leads lap number 1, side by side, Sobeski and Smith for second. Whiteman, Straczynski, Thomason, Royers up to 7th. Scheider, Silby, Carinta, the top 10 right now. Lot of cars right back here around Royer. Thomason's right in front of him. Scheider is up high. Silby's tucked in behind. And Carinta behind that. Good choice out of the 5 right there. The door was closing. The 6 was squeezing him up. Gave away a little room, took it back on the front stretch, and he goes right by Scott Thomason this time. Here comes Hannigan. Around the bottom, keeping that 22 car locked in. No contact with he and Scott Thomason. They were 4 wide, and I guarantee you none of them knew it. They were nearly 5 wide out of turn number 2. They're 4 wide behind this. This racing action is intense. Marshall's still out front, but now Sobeski all over him looking for the lead off the bottom. Down the front stretch, Sebeski leads that lap. Bowen Smith still fourth. Straczynski right behind that. Whiteman is up to third. Hannigan now sixth. Got clear of everybody else, and I think Craig Silvey saw something out of the 22 car, and he goes to the bottom as well. Put him seventh. Royer now ninth behind Corinta in eighth. Shiner is trying to hang on to 10th. Well, he sailed it into 3, and I'm surprised the car didn't bang off the wall. Ernie Williams in the 91, working around Scott Thomason, put him to 11th. And Moody in 13th. Boyd is right there as well, and so is Ashton Mealer, Jay Schaff. 54 of Westfall. Looked like Westfall almost had a problem in 1 and 2, and he's able to keep the car down. Skated across on him. Westfall back in 19th. Gaines, Bandy, and Nicodemus is a little off the base. He's out of 2, and the leaders are in 1 and 2. Whiteman around Marshall for second while we were gone. And Josh Whiteman is closing in on Chris Sebeski right now. Tell you what, they all better look out, because the 22 car, little Hurricane, he's whooping up a storm down on the bottom. He is keeping that left front tire almost on that concrete infield barrier right there. And he is finding plenty of grip right down to the bottom. He's closing in fast. He's picked up 12 spots since we dropped the green flag, and we're closing in on halfway. About a lap and a half from now. He's there. They're almost 3 wide for the lead. Sebeski's up high. Whiteman was in the middle. Hannigan was on the bottom. Mason Hannigan making tracks to the front. He's going to get around Whiteman, put him P2. Halfway being shown this time. Cross flags out of turn number 4. Inching forward. Little here, little there. They come out of 4 this time. Hannigan's close, but not in the lead just yet. He missed that by about 1.5 feet. Yeah, Dave, Hannigan's at the bottom, and he's making it work, that's for sure. This time out of 4, Hannigan to the stripe first. Picked up 14 positions in just about half a feature, and now he's out front. He won 3 times last season, missed enough races. Ooh, little contact, little rough contact there, and that's going to open the door. Whiteman's going to lead this lap. And Hannigan is going to get right back to it on the bottom. Now, cars behind. There's your first caution. Alex Straczynski and Thaddeus Marshall are going to get together. Ooh, little bump here. That's in 3 and 4. And that time Straczynski got a little too sideways, and Marshall was already committed to being on the very bottom. They make a little contact. That's going to get you a caution because you got past 90 degrees with company coming. So the drivers will probably work it out, talk that out. That contact between Sebeski and Hannigan opened the door for Whiteman. And now, with Whiteman out front and only 11 laps remaining, does Hannigan still have the rhythm? Is that Ernie Williams going to pit road? It most certainly is the 91 car, and he is parked in a very awkward spot over there. And that just happened just a second ago. So we'll turn the lights off on the pace truck. We'll get ready to go back to green this time. They will have 11 laps remaining. Whiteman, Hannigan, Sebeski, Straczynski, and Corinta are the top 5. Whiteman holds him to the last possible second. Hannigan tried to time it up, and he almost had it perfect. Down the backstretch, launch pad out of 2, and Hannigan looks like he is going to surge to the point here out of turn number 4. Doesn't quite get it this time, about 1 car length. Whiteman keeps it out front. Off of 2, down the backstretch. Hannigan had the lead by half a car going into 3 and 4. He'll hang on to it. He'll lead this lap with 9 to go. Battle's going to be for 3rd. Sebeski up top, Szczynski on the bottom. Neither car with a clear advantage, but Sebeski will hang on for the time being. Whiteman is sticking close to Hannigan until they get right there. And Hannigan will pick up a car and a half, 2 car lengths when he launches off the bottom of turn 2. 4, not so much. Sebeski is searching anywhere he can find a little grip. And Szczynski is not finding a whole lot either. 6 to go this time. Here comes Ross Carinta. Caution, that's going to change things. Bowen Smith, the 12th car, looks like he's going to have an issue. He's back here around the 54 of Matt Westphal. Oh, he's going to catch a tire. No, he's going to catch a left rear tire. They're going to go around. That's going to bring out the caution. Car was behind the 2. I'm not sure who was back there. Maybe Hunter Nicodemus? Yes, it was. It was Hunter Nicodemus back there. So we slowed things down again. I think we got maybe 6 to go, 5 to go. We'll wait for the official count. Hannigan, Whiteman, Sebeski, Szczynski, Carinta are still the top 5. Two cautions, 23 laps, super slick track. These guys have put on a pretty good show. We'll see if we can get the last 6 laps under the green flag and bring home an exciting finish for you. Pace truck is out of the way. That means we're getting a restart down here in turn number 4. Silby is 6th, it looks like. Trevor Royer way at the back of this thing, and I don't know what happened to the 90 car. But Hannigan with the restart, man, he got a good one. He jumped out 4 or 5 car lengths. We're going to see if there's a challenge here for 2nd and 3rd. Whiteman lost a little traction on the exit of 2. Szczynski pulled alongside Sebeski. If he can find some grip out of 4, we'll have a 3-wide battle getting down here out of 2. That was the wave lap. It was 5 to go that time. Sebeski's hanging on. Whiteman right there. We're going to have a caution. Moody and Westphal. Look like they are going to have trouble back here. Moody, the blue 73. Westphal, the 54. It might be something in front of them. Oh, yeah, we're going to get all stacked up off of Gaines and others in front, and that's just going to create a little bit of an issue. Ashton Mealer went into the outside wall there. Cautions do breed cautions, and it looks like we got a little yellow fever late in this one, but still hoping for a good finish. 4 laps remaining. Hannigan has been able to get away. Now that he's at the point, he's restart last time, got him out in front by 5-6 car lengths. The battle was starting to shape up for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Bowen Smith, Larry Moody in the pits. So is Dean Reynolds, Nicodemus. We should get the lights off on our pace truck this time. They do go out. That means we're going to get a restart. Hopefully the last restart. So it'll be Hannigan, Whiteman, Sebeski, Szczynski, Carinta, Scheider, Boyd, Silby, Schaff, and Griggs, the top 10 right now. Oh, Hannigan goes a little early this time, and I think he caught him sleeping. Going to to be out by about 6, 7 car lengths now. That battle's going to heat up. They're going to be 3 wide coming out of 2. Whiteman found some grip on the top, kept it as a 2-way, but Shazinski trying to get around Sebeski. 3 laps remaining. Those two getting so close to one another. This time Shazinski finally finds some grip on the exit, but Sebeski goes right back by. We're going to get into a little bit of a slider battle, it looks like, between these two for the final podium spot. A bump, a push. Shazinski a little out of shape. Caution behind. 7th car of the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, is going to have a problem. He and Jay Schaff are side by side here. Into the corner. Oh, he got a little bump. Got a little bump from behind. The 27 of Chad Griggs caught that push bar back there. And just a little too much contact. So we'll get a green-white checker finish for you. Don't go anywhere. They get 2 attempts. Hopefully we don't need them. Only thing that changed, Szerzynski got around Sebeski. Carenta is still 5th. Scheiderer, Boyd, Schaff, Bandy, Moody are the top 10 right now. Then Bowen Smith, Westphal, Reynolds, Royer, Marshall, Nicodemus, Silby, and Griggs are the 18 cars still on track. Gaines, Mueller, Thomason, and Williams have retired. Pace truck out of the way. Restart down here in turn number 4. Now what is Hannigan going to do? He went late. He went early. Whiteman's going to have to be on his toes for this one. 2-lap shootout. Hannigan goes early again. Didn't quite catch him as asleep this time. Whiteman, Szerzynski, Sebeski, Carenta, they were 2 wide, 2 deep right there. White flag coming out this time. Hannigan has it. Next flag ends the race. Battle for 2nd and 3rd. They're side by side. Szerzynski gets a good run out of 2. He moves up to 2nd. Slides across the nose of the 24. Hannigan's going to win it. Szerzynski 2nd and Whiteman going to come home in 3rd. But Hannigan goes 15th to 1st in 30 laps and takes home the win. Carenta, Sebeski 4 and 5. Boyd 6. Scheider, Schaff, Bandy, Smith, Moody, Westphal, Royer, Reynolds, Marshall, Griggs, Silby, Nicodemus, Gaines, Mueller, Thomason, and Williams rounding out the field. So we're going to get down here. We're going to talk to our drivers. Top 3 anyway. Mason Hannigan, a little celebratory donuts and a little wheelie for us right there. We'll get Josh Whiteman. We'll wait for Alex Szerzynski to come by. Give these boys just a couple of minutes to get here. Here they come one at a time. Mason Hannigan, Alex Szerzynski just waiting for Mr. Josh White. There's Josh White. Josh Whiteman, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, buddy, I'll tell you what, you fought like a bandit all night long to try to hang on to them spots. You're going to come home 3rd here. Tell me a little bit about how tricky this track was in that feature race, because I can see that bumper on the front's got a little bend in it.
Yeah. Good old Szerzynski for you right there. I'm not afraid to call him out. He's wrecked me a few times on here, and I'm about sick of his shit. So we'll get them some other time. But yeah, it was a fun race. Not gonna lie. Felt good. I haven't led laps in a long time, so step in the right direction for sure.
Well, we had that long green run to start this thing after that initial little mix-up there. And this track looked like it went super slick, super quick. Where was all the grip at?
I was running a line there, like middle of the top. Just had to pedal it, be really gentle on the gas. Had to pull the wing back a couple of clicks. Just kind of had to. I figured a lot of guys run the bottoms, so I kind of geared the car to run that line middle of the top, and it worked for a while there, but I think I went far enough. So, but all in all, good run.
Yeah, fantastic run. You're going to end up on the podium, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate.
Yeah, thanks, Roger. Thanks for all you do for us. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yep.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks when we return.
Sounds good.
That is driver of the 24 car, Josh Whiteman, finishing in third tonight. And now we'll move on to the guy that he mentioned in that interview, and Alex Rosinski, a slider to get into second right there. But looked like the track was not only tricky, but it was pretty tough out there trying to find any grip anywhere.
Yeah, I think hey, we need to fire the track prep guy because that thing was slick. Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. I don't know. It's just sit on the bottom and pounce on people's mistakes, or when they give you the inch, just take it.
Well, with you sprint car guys, we just never can make y'all happy, can we?
No, you never can. I mean, whether we got a 4-minute driver meeting or my stepbrother getting his voice chat removed, man, it's just tough out here. Hard to please us.
Hey, you know what? It's tough sledding everywhere you go, man. Well, I'll tell you what, though. It looked like there was a lot of battles going on, and you were in quite a few of them in there. You talked about waiting for guys' mistakes, but sometimes you just kind of get a little aggressive and trying to force that guy to make a mistake.
Yeah, we're seeing how strong these wheel covers we got are. They're pretty strong. I don't know. It's hard because like when you get in these track states, like you kind of get mired to one line and you get running similar lap times. So, you kind of have to like, I don't know if it's necessarily scare, but kind of change up the way you're running a corner one time just to make them think. Then once you get by them, it's they're behind you and you're chasing the next guy and running that guy down. So I don't know. I mean, I kept it going. I didn't get half spun like the guy did to me. So at the end of it, I guess the guy who got more elbows up won.
Well, still an awesome run. Second place finish here tonight, man. Give me some shout outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you head out.
Yeah, I got to thank all the Black Diamond guys, Velocity Race Design, Tim Sims, UDTV, Totally Tinted, everyone that helps us and everyone that puts on your deal. It's a fun league to race.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks when we return.
Yep, see ya.
That is Alex Rosinski in the 23, finishing in second, and now we'll move on to tonight's winner. He's an E-Main midget driver, but man, he comes in here and he goes 15-1. I don't know what the difference is in that guy, but when he comes in here on DSRL night, he just shines right on out. Mason Hannigan, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I couldn't let these boys forget who I was. It's been quite a while since I've raced. So yeah, I just had to come in here and run solid 30 laps around the infield tires like I'm my father or something. I typically don't do this, but when I need to, I will. But yeah, this tribute race for number 10 BDM. It's poor guy's home racing. He can't even race. So yeah, it was pretty fun. I tried drove through a couple times. Drove through in the heat race. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think I'd go 15-1 like that and that fast, but somehow we did. You know how we did it?
Well, nobody else was really running the bottom. They kind of gave you a clear path, but I don't care if they give you a clear path. If the car isn't any good, you still ain't going forward. And you didn't seem to have a problem with that. You were getting one hell of a launch out of turn number 2.
Yeah, I haven't raced in like 3 months, so I just plugged the same stuff back in it, and it's not rocket science. And I don't know. I figured somebody had to learn by now. Like, I take breaks and I come back race, and I figured somebody to learn that the bottom is the fastest way around this place sometimes if you know how to run it. And then everybody decided to drive through the slick, and I think the top of 3 and 4 is pretty fast because I ran it in hot laps, but I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's like they opened the doors for me, and I was just like, all right. And I got the lead, and I almost got taken out, but other than that, it was pretty. That was pretty entertaining. Apparently, I got a lot to catch up on. I got to go back and watch what happened throughout this phenomenal race we had here. But yeah, Trevor Royer told me to tell you that this track sucks. I don't know if you agree or not.
Well, I tell you what, we just go where they let us come race. We do the same track prep everywhere we go. I don't know. I don't mind watching you guys have to work a little bit.
It's almost
slick.
like the water guy forgot the keys of the water truck this week. I mean, it is. It's dark.
I'll tell you what.
Dark.
I think it
like
could
it
have
laid
been the
rubber.
temperature. It could have been the temperature because the temperature was up a little. And we did have a pretty strong wind coming in here this evening. So, a little combination of that. And you guys were just flying
like
around
degrees
here.
hot?
Yeah, it was like 82. It was warm in here.
Oh, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing.
Either way, man, an awesome run. You go to victory lane tonight. Give me some shout-outs and some thank yous before we let you get out of here.
All the boys at Black Diamond. I think in April it's going to be 5 years since I've been with these boys. I think when I was 5 years, 5 years ago, my balls weren't even dropped in. So, yeah, Nate, Ryan, Trevor, John, Alec, Ernie, Ryan, all the boys at BDM. Yeah, it's been one hell of a ride, and be the last iRacing team I ever run because I ain't leaving that deal. So, yeah, it's been a hell of a time with them boys. So, can't thank Velocity Race Designs, Ross Carena. Can't thank that dude enough. He's done some solid work for me, and can't thank Roger enough for putting this deal on. And just a blast to be back.
All right, man. Well, do the series owner a favor and don't help others stir the pot in chat, okay?
I'll try not to.
All right, man. We missed you while you were gone. Glad to see you're back. Heck of a run tonight. Congrats on the win. We'll see you in a couple weeks when we return.
Thank you, sir.
Mason Hannigan, the Little Hurricane, picking up the win here tonight. It's always fun to interview him, too. He did a great job, and I kidded him a little right there about the E-Main up in Tulsa a 3 weeks ago. But I got to tell you, for his second time being in a midget, that was impressive in that environment. 400 racers, and he made it all the way to the E-Main on championship night. So big congrats to him on that, man. Kudos. He did a great thing. Oh, and I forgot to tell him that his feature winner prize from last season was on its way, should arrive to him pretty soon. That is going to do it for us here tonight. 2 awesome races. And once again, Monday Night Thunder guys do a great job of putting on great shows. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget about tomorrow on Wednesday for sure. Probably Thursday. We're not positive yet. We may do the netcode guys before we go on vacation, but we definitely got 2 more great shows. Both of those are on asphalt, so we move away from the dirt and move to the pavement. But make sure you tune in and say hi in those. Want to thank you for being here. Without you, there's no reason for us to do this. Without all the awesome leagues giving us fantastic racing like we saw all night long here tonight, there's nothing to cover. Kudos, pats on the back, high fives all the way around to everybody on that. Big thanks to all the sponsors that help put this thing on. Without them, we can't do a darn thing. So until we see you the next time, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough side facing down. Keep it dirty at all times.